मराठवाडा आणि बीड जिल्ह्यातील ग्रामीण विद्यार्थ्यांना आदर्श आणि उच्च तांत्रिक शिक्षणाची सुविधा आपल्यास देण्यासाठी बीड जिल्ह्याच्या माजी खासदार लोकनेत्या स्वर्गीय सौ केशरबाई सोनाजीराव क्षीरसागर उर्फ काकू यांनी सन 1994 मध्ये श्री कृषी विकास प्रतिष्ठान या संस्थेची स्थापना करून उच्च शिक्षणाचं दालन खुलं केलं. संस्थेचे सचिव माननीय जयदत्त अण्णा क्षीरसागर यांच्या कुशल खाली सौ केशरबाई सोनाजीराव क्षीरसागर म्हणजे सौ के काकू अन्नतंत्र आणि कृषी महाविद्यालय बीडने अध्यापनाच्या अ दर्जासह मराठवाड्यातून प्रथम क्रमांक मिळवून नावलौकिक प्राप्त केला आहे. वसंतराव नाईक मराठवाडा कृषी विद्यापीठ परभणीशी संलग्न असलेल्या के काकू अन्नतंत्र महाविद्यालयात फूड टेक्नॉलॉजी या पदवीस्तरीय शिक्षण प्रणालीमध्ये एकूण 6 विभागांमार्फत उच्च तांत्रिक ज्ञान विद्यार्थ्यांना देण्यात येतं. यामध्ये अन्न प्रक्रिया उद्योग FTO भारत सरकारच्या अन्न प्रक्रिया उद्योग मंत्रालयाकडून सन 2014 मध्ये प्राप्त निधीमधून घेण्यात आलेल्या पायलट प्लांट मध्ये उच्च दर्जाच्या यंत्रसामुग्री वापर करून बेकरी उत्पादने, बटाटा चिप्स युनिट, फळे भाजीपाला प्रक्रिया आणि विविध प्रकारची थंड पेय निर्मिती याची प्रात्यक्षिके विद्यार्थ्याकडून नियमित घेतली जातात. अन्न प्रक्रिया तंत्रज्ञान विभाग FPT अन्न प्रक्रिया तंत्रज्ञान हा विभाग अन्नतंत्र विद्याशाखेतील एक अतिशय महत्वाचा विभाग असून साधारणतः बाजारामध्ये मिळणाऱ्या सर्व प्रकारच्या प्रक्रियायुक्त पदार्थ बनविण्याचा आणि त्यांचे तंत्रज्ञान याचा अभ्यास केला जातो. शेतीवर आधारित व्यवसाय विषयी माहिती आणि प्रशिक्षण दिलं जातं. तसंच या विभागांतर्गत दुग्धजन्य विभाग, अन्न चाचणी विभाग, पॅकेजिंग विभाग, मांस आणि मत्स्य विभाग, धान्य विभाग कार्यरत आहे. अन्न अभियांत्रिकी विभाग FE अन्न अभियांत्रिकी विभागामध्ये अन्न जास्त काळ टिकवण्यासाठी वेगवेगळे तंत्रज्ञान शिकवले जातात. सुकवणे, निर्जंतुकीकरण, उच्च दाब प्रक्रिया, उच्च तापमान प्रक्रिया, पीक काढणी पश्चात होणारे नुकसान आणि त्यावरील उपाय, तसंच धान्य जास्त काळ साठी MAS, CAS, CILO यासारख्या आधुनिक तसंच पारंपरिक वापरल्या
Good morning all. Good morning sir.
Good morning ma'am.
Good morning sir and welcome to in our KSK College for Technology. Today's organized online the webinar program on the Nutraceuticals, Key to Healthy Life and Opportunities in Food Science. Our guest is Dr. Ankit Dayal sir. And Dr. Ankit Dayal sir is professor in Amity Institute of Food Technology, Amity Noida. He has completed MTech in Food Science and Technology from the Sam Higginbottom Agricultural University, Prague. Also, he has completed the PhD in Food Science and Technology from the University of Agriculture Science and Research Technology from Jammu. He has received the Young Scientist Award and Best Thesis Award from the ICAR in the Research Complex Eastern area or the region. He is working as promptly and actively different projects in CFTRI. Mostly they are actively doing the work on development of low-fat spread project funded by Defense Research Development Organization. Sir, I am very happy to introduce you, briefly introduce you. Sir, you are the enthusiast staff in the Amity City, and I would like to welcome in KSK College of Food Technology. I invite to our Joint Secretary, Dr. G.V. Saunke sir, to welcome our guest and addresses to our students. Saunke sir.
Good morning to Dr. Ankit Dayal sir. Sorry sir.
Good morning sir.
Welcome to Dr. Dayal from our institute, also from our both colleges. Organized here online webinar on nutraceuticals, way to healthy life and opportunities in food science. Most welcome and congratulations to sir. You have got PhD from Sere Kashmir University of Agriculture Sciences and Technology from Jammu, and also you are at Sam Higginbotham University of Agriculture, Technology and Sciences in Prayagraj. Our staff is also there for PhD study, and also my son is there also doing PhD. From our university, from our institute, and our Honorable Secretary, ex-Minister Sir Sagar, we welcome to you, and thanks to you for giving your valuable lot of time to our students. I will not take your time, but in future also, we expect from you such valuable guidance to our staff and students. Today's program, you are giving lecture to our faculty members and students. All members of our college, faculty members and students here, they must join regularly to such programs. We are arranging regularly such types of programs on international level and national level also. Our agriculture colleges arranging programs also. So I will also all staff members, they are taking active participation and active part in such programs, so that our institute and colleges, they are getting more population in rural area and in students. Thanks to all staff and also you. Again, I welcome request you to continue your this program. I will be in program in continuously. Okay. Thanks to Sarji and thanks to me. Thanks to all staff for inviting me here. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Dayal sir, we are here in the nearest to the Aurangabad city in Maharashtra. So this type of the webinar is helpful to our students because of it's we are say it's not a big city, but it's we are say it's having a technical educations in these institutes. We are given as advanced and research for the students. Nowadays there pandemic disease and we are suffering from this type of the online programs. If we are getting the knowledge to the students as like the nutraceuticals, and it helps to this type of the diseases in we are doing the some products and some tricks to the students, it's very benefited for this type of the diseases. And I am here very happy to choose this type of the as a nutraceuticals. It's very essential to our technical students. Thank you, sir, and I would like to start your PPT, sir.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much, ma'am, for and sir, for inviting me. And on behalf of Amity Institute of Food Technology, I thank you all for organizing such a valuable webinar. And on behalf of our director, Dr. V.K. Modi, we thank you. And first of all, ma'am, if you can please share the screen. And before that, I'd like to thank our Honorable Secretary of KSK College of Food Technology, Dr. G.V. Salunke sir, Joint Secretary, Principal, of Kaku College of Food Technology, and also the Mrs. Sunita for inviting me, and all the other faculty members and the students. I thank you all. And the topic of this particular webinar that I have chose, it is nutraceuticals, which is a way to healthy life. Why I have chosen this particular topic is because as you are observing in this current scenario, what we are going through. So this particular topic, it becomes an essential for all of us to learn about it and to understand why it is a healthy way to our, you can say a way to healthy life. So before we go ahead, let's see, next slide, please, ma'am. Yeah. So in this nutraceuticals, we treat food or we see food as medicine. So there is a great saying, let thy food be thy medicine and thy medicine be thy food. If you see all this current scenario now, or if you see in the market term, all the persons, all the people, they are focusing their interest towards their herbal foods or herbal products. If you are studying this particular course, food technology, so now you will be able to understand why this we are looking at food. Whenever, as a general or as a layman, whenever we are looking towards food or towards these fruits or vegetables, whatever we can say, like if I take a mango or if I take an orange, so generally as a layman we see only a fruit, but as a food scientist or as a food technologist, what we are seeing antioxidants in that. And what that particular thing is doing to us, it is enriching or helping us to fight the different kind of diseases. So it's a very great saying by Hippocrates that let thy food be thy medicine and thy medicine be thy food. And if we see our Indian culture or even the other cultures like Chinese, Egyptians, Japanese, all these civilizations, they are working on this particular point. That is, we are taking our food as medicine. In Indian culture, we are having this Ayurveda, which is around the 5,000-year-old health science, which have mentioned benefits of food for therapeutic purposes. So if you are going towards this particular point, like if I say, if you are visiting these Ayurvedic or Ayurveda doctors, they will not give you some other medicines, or if I say the medicines that have been placed or that have been created by pharmaceuticals company. They will help, they will be giving you the herbal medicines which are taken out from the plants, animal, or these other sources. So today we'll discuss about this particular nutraceuticals. Next slide, ma'am. Okay. So why we are looking at this food as medicine? Because whenever we are looking the food, as I told you, I give you an example of orange. Similarly, if you are feeling low, okay, if you are being stressed, then if you consume a banana, it will release an hormone into you, and that will help you to fight the stress. So all this food is equal to the medicine. You can have the different kinds of medicines. If you go to a store for your stress relief, etc., you can have different kind of medicine, you have to pay for it. But if you go to a single shop of this fruits and vegetable and you buy 2 or 3 bananas, that will cost you around 10 or 15 rupees, and if you consume that, it will help you to fight that stress. So our food, it is now becoming our medicines, and all the foods, they are giving us all the benefits. And modern nutraceuticals industry, it is based on it, and it is started to develop during this 1980s in Japan. It is started, and in its, we all know about a product that is Yakult. So it was designed in this particular country, that is Japan. Next slide, ma'am. Okay. So what is this nutraceuticals? So nutraceuticals, it is based on 2 words, that is your nutrition and your pharmaceuticals. So in short, if I say that nutraceuticals are a group of products that are more than food but less than pharmaceuticals. It is more than food. It is providing us all the nutrition that is needed by our body. So generally, whenever we are consuming all these vegetables, all these chapatis in our home, we are taking it as a food, and we are all only observing that it will give us the energy to do our necessary work. So, but as a with the eyes of a food scientist, if you say it, they are providing us the nutrition. So in market, there are several tablets are available for multivitamins, for fish oil, etc., etc. They are available. So if you consume, it's good, but they will be not able to supply you the enough nutrition that you are needed, or you cannot survive your whole life on eating those medicine or on those pills. For that, you have to eat your food, and your nutrition requirement, it comes from your food. And now nutraceuticals, when it is made up of two words, that is nutrition and pharmaceuticals, so it gives us a product, or you can say it gives us a group of products which are more than food, less than pharmaceuticals. But in such cases of this, in regulatory commissions or in regulatory authorities, they are no internationally accepted definition of these type of products, or of these, you can say, nutraceuticals. There is no specific definition for it. And the definition of nutraceuticals it varies country by country. And in most countries, nutraceuticals, they are taken as a part of dietary supplements. They are not taken as a part of our food. They are taken as a part of dietary supplements. And if we see the frequency of nutraceuticals, the use of it is 50 to 70% of these dietary supplements, or these nutraceuticals, they are taken or they are consumed in developed countries population. And this number, it is continuously increasing by the age. So I'll be looking in the end of my this particular lecture, I'll be discussing the opportunities as well of these particular thing, and other in the opportunities in food science area. Okay, so this particular nutraceutical word, it is used synonymously, like whenever we are having these type of foods, we can say these type of foods are designer foods, these are health foods, or these are fortified foods, or dietary supplements, etc., etc. So these products, or these are known as, either you can call them nutraceuticals, or you can call them whatever you want, like designer food, health food, etc. Next slide. Okay. So from where this particular term, that is nutraceuticals, was coined. So it was coined by Dr. Stephen D Felix. He was the founder and chairman of FIM, that is Foundation for Innovation in Medicine in United States. So this particular term, it was coined by him in, if I correctly remember, yes, it was 1989, in which he coined this particular term. And what he said, that a nutraceutical, it is any substance which is considered as food or a part of food. And apart from providing the nutrition, it also provides the health benefits of it. And when it is providing us all the health benefits, how it is providing, it is helping us to be to remain prevented from different types of diseases, or promote or it also promote the health of the consumer who is consuming these type of food products. For example, if you see all those fish oils, now there are different brands are available. So you can have it, those dietary supplements, they can have you to fight all those cholesterol level, even those thromboxane level into it. Those fish oils, or if I say omega-6 or omega-3 fatty acids. So they are able to prevent you or to help you to remain safe from different kind of cardiovascular diseases. For example of nutraceuticals, there are a few compounds that we will be discussing ahead. Like we have lycopene, which is found in this watermelon, which is found richly in tomatoes. So it is being consumed, and even these beta carotene. So these beta carotene, these lycopenes, these are some compounds on which, like, for example, I'll take over here. Like whenever we are working on these tomatoes, if we want to develop a particular product, if you have developed a product in your particular department, as I was seeing that particular video, the facilities that this particular college is having, all those best facilities that you are having. If you are developing a product, how will you go into a market and you will make the consumer know about your product? If you go say, okay, I have developed this particular banana chips, or if I have prepared this apple chips or these particular watermelon thing or juice, he will say, okay, there are different products also available in the market, then why should I consume your product? Then what is the answer of it? The answer is that our product, it is healthy. Like if we see about different juices that are available in the market, how much sugar that is placed or that is added into them, we all know, because being a food technologist, being a food scientist, you all know. So whenever we are looking at those products, they cannot be consumed by a person who is suffering from diabetes, from that may be your diabetes 1 stage or 2nd stage. But or if I say the maximum consumption, it will cause the decay into your teeth. So now if you have prepared a new product in which you have used the different additives or the alternatives of sugar, and you have prepared a particular juice like tomato juice or watermelon juice or any particular compound, and if you are packing it particularly like this particular product, it is rich in that and it will give you health benefit. So whatever you are paying for that particular product, which is not giving you any health benefit but causing you the other health hazards also. So this is how we define in our own words, as there are no regulatory, you can say, definition is available, and we can make a consumer understand to why to consume our product. Next slide, ma'am. Okay. So a nutraceuticals, it does not mean that anything that you are taking out from plant, it is safe for your consumption or it is nutraceutical. No, the concept of nutraceutical is that whatever you are eating or whatever you are preparing, it should be non-toxic food component, and that particular component or compound, it should have been the scientifically proven health benefits. Why I'm talking about these part, like if you go to this lycopene compound, okay, it acts as an antioxidant agent. Beta carotene, it has this vitamin A capacity. And according to the Health Canada, they have defined this nutraceuticals like it is a product which is prepared from food but sold in the form of pills or powders or in terms of potions or in other medical forms, and but that are not usually associated with the food. So it is the definition according to this Health Canada. So next slide, ma'am, please. Yeah. So before going into this or before understanding more of this topic, that is our nutraceuticals, let us know what is this Nutrigenomics. So basically in this Nutrigenomics, so it is, as I have mentioned over here, that it is the study of the diet and genome interaction to influence the health of human as well as animal. Okay, so preparing whenever we are preparing a particular food, so being a food scientist, you know that there are different industries who are working for the animals, who are working for the humans. So we cannot feed a same thing to both. For that, we have to know what are our requirements, what are our genome, okay, what is our gene type. We must know, we must have that understanding, because these genetic variation, it is influenced on this nutrition needs. And whenever we are learning, like if we visit in any hospital, okay, if you visit any hospital, so there are different patients that comes with different diseases. So for every single person, you are not going to provide that particularly if I say these multivitamins or fish oils or these omega-6 fatty acids. First of all, you have to know what is their requirement, from which type of diseases they are suffering from. And once you know about it, then you are able to personalize a nutrition based on this genotype science and put it into the action. Means you know what actually that particular person is in need of, what is his body or her body demands. So according to this, we have to first study the diet and genome interaction so that whenever we are consuming, it gives us the benefit. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so this particular term, it was given by this. He was a Nobel Prize winner, like Linus Pauling, and he did a genetic test to discover the nutritional needs. So as you know, being like in my age or in others' age, if I talk about like students' age, I hope that most of the students are in their 20s. So their nutrition need is different than my need, and my need is different. What is the need of our director, of our like elderly persons? So our need is different. So according to our genetic type, according to our needs, we are providing this nutritional to that particular person according to his or her need. And in this type of nutrigenomics, what we are going to do, we are using genome technologies. Okay, there are different genome technologies are available that we are using to know that to understand this particular genetic type or genome type of a particular person, so that we can design a particular product for him. Okay, and apart from this, we also develop functional food which are based on the genetic makeup of that particular person. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so now we will be discussing some common nutraceuticals. Why we are looking about these nutraceuticals? Okay. Okay. So before going into that, let's have a brief differentiation between this nutrigenomics and nutragenomics. So whenever we talk about this nutragenomics, so there are more than 1,000 compounds are available. Okay, and when we discuss these nutrigenomics, so we are here focusing on mainly on vitamins, amino acids, minerals, these elements, trace elements, which are less than 60 compounds which have been identified till. So in this nutrigenomics, we are looking, okay, this person, it is like it is lacking in vitamins, he or she needs these minerals to satisfy their nutritional needs. Whereas in nutragenomics, we are focusing on 1,000 compounds. As I was sharing you with the example of orange, like here we are looking at grapes. So what compound we can extract from the grapes, that is a resveratrol, and that particular compound where it can help that particular patient or that particular person. We are having these soy proteins, we are having lycopene in tomatoes, we are having lutein in kiwi fruits or broccoli. So in this particular, we are focusing on the particular compound. In the study of nutragenomics, we are focusing on particularly on the compounds. We are not focusing on what if this lutein, whether it is coming in vitamin category or it is coming in this mineral category. Here we are not focusing on that. We are focusing on a particular compound that we can isolate from these type of different fruits or vegetables. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so let's see about some of these common nutraceuticals. First of all, we are having turmeric. So I hope that most of you have heard about this turmeric, that it is so beneficial for us. Okay, so whenever there are some issues arises in our body, or if like someone meet a small accident, or having some like crunches in the body or whatever. So if that pain is there, it is generally in our Indian culture, it is being said, okay, you consume this turmeric milk. So why this particularly turmeric milk or this particular compound? Because we all drink that this milk likewise, but addition of that particular
It's
turmeric,
12 o'clock.
okay, addition of that particular turmeric, what is doing it? Because it is having this compound that is curcuminoid, which is among the most well researched phytonutrients. So generally what people see, okay, mixing this little turmeric, it will help to come out of the pain, or it will heal the person instantly or after some time. So the compound that is the phytonutrient that is mean responsible for it, it is curcuminoid, and these are found in turmeric. And what type of different you can say properties it holds? It is it holds this property of antioxidative property. It has this property of anti-inflammatory, and again it boosts, or it gives us this, or you can say it improves our immune system, and it maintain all that circulatory support to our blood, which is like in case which is stopped, or which cause problem due to one or other reason in person. So it helps, or it helps the person that is suffering from these type of diseases. So next time whenever you are seeing turmeric, when it is being added into your food, or if you are consuming it, just think it like which compound, or and again I'll say it is not the only compound. It is although the mostly researched one. So there are also other compounds that are needed, still needed to be researched on. Okay, so whenever you are seeing next time you are having this turmeric, or you are consuming these tomatoes, so just look it as not as a fruit or vegetable. Just look it as a sign with the eyes of a food scientist, what you can give to your community, or what benefit you can have from this particular product. Next, we are having this lycopene. So this again, this compound lycopene, which is richly found in tomatoes, how it is helping us. So this compound lycopene, it helps us to fight the obesity, because some people who are having this metabolic issues, okay, metabolic issues, or this metabolic syndromes, which are suffering from these kinds of things, they can be treated with the help of this particular compound, that is lycopene. Apart from this, they can help us to fight the cancer. Okay, so here I want to make a very clear statement that I'm not talking about the curement of it. I'm talking about where we can fight the cancer, where we can fight the cancer, or consumption of these type of phytonutrients, or these type of consuming these type of compounds will help you to be safe from these different type of diseases that I have mentioned over here, whether it's your cancer, whether it's prostate, whether it's bladder, whether it's skin, lung, etc. And not only this, it is also able to help you to remain prevented, or to remain okay, if I say like this, it will help you to cure, or it will help you to fight against your cardiovascular diseases. Why I have mentioned over here cardiovascular diseases? Because nowadays, if even in our homes, if we see, even in the age of 35, 40, or even sometimes in some cases in 25s or 30, people, they are suffering from these type of heart issues or cardiovascular issues. So how we can treat it? We can treat it through our foods. So again, remember that saying that let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food. Next slide, ma'am. So next we are having this orange. What different compounds are present in this, particularly in this fruit, that is our orange? That is, we are having hesperidine, we have this nobiletine, we have limonene. These type of compounds, when they are available in our diet, okay, so they reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases. They act as antioxidative agents. They helps you by lowering your cholesterol. Even they work as an anti-tumor. And even in the cases like most of the youngsters, they go through this problem of acne. Okay, so these type of food, consumption of these type of fruits, it helps them to fight all these issues. So whenever we are looking at it, okay, like oranges or etc. So whenever next time you see, you just see like what benefit it can give you. Nowadays, if we observe, whenever you visit a doctor, first of all, I will hope that none of you should visit, but in case if you have to, then observe what type of treatment that particular doctor or physician is giving to you. Nowadays, on this particular pandemic situation, if you have all observed, in this current pandemic situations, doctors, what they were doing is, they were giving us zinc tablet, that is mineral. They are giving us the vitamin C tablets. They were giving us the tablets of apart from these. So why they were doing it? They were doing it so that our body immune system gets the help from these type of pills, so that we can fight this pandemic, or this particular COVID-19 virus. So this is why these type of fruits or medicines, they were being suggested by the doctors to the consumer, to the patient, if I say. So next, in next slides, we'll be looking the different part of our looking at food as a nutraceutical. So in food, we are looking as antioxidants. We are having this PUFA, which is polyunsaturated fatty acids. We will be looking pre and probiotics and dietary fibers. So in this particular lecture, I'll be discussing more about the probiotics. So let's have a brief idea about antioxidants with our next slide.
Antioxidants, polyunsaturated fatty acid products, other nutraceuticals, probiotics, prebiotics, and diet fibers.
Okay, so first of all, these antioxidants. So what are these antioxidants? So I hope that most of you have heard a lot of about antioxidants, whole of your studies. You have gone through this particular thing, that is what are antioxidants and all. So I'll not go much into that, but I'll have a brief introduction of it. Like they are known as a free radical generating, free radical compounds. Sorry if I missed it again. These are the compounds which scavenge or which catch these free radicals. And how these free radicals are being formed into our body. These are formed with this, with the consumption of your alcohol, with the consumption of your most fried foods. These, and when these pesticides, when they are used on their agricultural land, and air pollutants, then again, whenever we come in the presence of these UV light or this air pollution, ionizing radiation. So what these free radicals do, when they get inside to us, they change our, or they some modify or affect our DNA. Okay, they cause this DNA change, and because of which we go and we have to suffer because with lot of diseases. And with next slides, you will be able to understand what this antioxidant do. Next slide, ma'am. Earlier slide, ma'am. The earlier one. Yeah. So antioxidants, whenever we have these free radicals, okay, or we consume these alcohols, fried foods, although I'm not supporting all these alcohol consumption, tobacco consumption. So please keep yourself away from it. And in case, if even by other means these free radicals get into your body, how you are going to treat it? You are going to treat it by eating lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. And when these antioxidants, when they supply that one electron, that is how they neutralize the free radicals, and your healthy cells which are being damaged by these free radicals can be restored. So it is very much needed in the time. And even if you see these dietitians, okay, these nutritionists, what they are doing, they are asking you to eat plenty of your fruits and vegetables. The reason being, all those unhealthy, or if I say in terms like free radicals, that if they are in your body, okay, they can be neutralized. So in shortly, we can say that these antioxidants, these are the compound which retard or prevent the oxidation, and they prolong the life of oxidizable matter, means healthy cells, they prolong their life. And what are the different examples of it? Vitamin E, vitamin C, beta carotene. So these are some examples of antioxidants. Next slides, ma'am. So now these are the sources of antioxidants. So by the end of this lecture, you'll be able to understand, you'll have these reason to eat and enjoy all these different fruits and vegetables that are present in the market or near to your home or even in your homes. So next, in next slides, we'll be talking about this polyunsaturated fatty acids. Next slide, ma'am. Yeah. So in this particularly PUFA, so you must have heard about fish oils, omega-3 fatty acids. So now we will discuss not only the omega-3 fatty acid, which comes from animal sources. Again, we are discussing about the vegetable oils, omega-6, what they give us. Okay. In next slides, next slide, ma'am. Yeah. in PUFA, what we are having, there are two type of omega acids present, that is omega 6 and 3. Your omega 6 come from your vegetable oil, omega 3 comes your fish oil or animal oil. Functions, what are the functions of it? The omega 6, it reduces cholesterol formation, and again these omega 3, it reduces this thromboxane formation. What this thromboxane do? It is basically an hormone which causes the blood clotting in your arteries. In your arteries, whenever your blood flows it, when this thromboxane formation causes there a lot of blood clotting in your arteries, it into the heart attack. So whenever the regular and sufficient consumption of these type of omega 6 or omega 3 fatty acids will help you to remain safe from these type of or different type of these type cardiovascular diseases. And then what are the sources? The sources are your flax seeds, your canola seeds, your walnut, your sardines, salmons, these fishes. These are the abundant source of these type of PUFAs, that is our unsaturated fatty acids that we can consume. So we are having a lot source to consume. Now we will moving ahead to our second part of this particular lecture, that is pre and probiotics. Okay, so in our gut, generally whenever we are looking into our gut, so we are having this particular thing, that is good bacteria or bad bacteria. So what is this good bacteria and bad bacteria that we will be looking into now in this particular slides? Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so it is a saying that, or if you visit these mainly doctors, or even if you observe by yourself, that whenever our digestive system, it is not in good condition, we suffer from a lot of diseases. So it is a saying that our intestine, it is a paradise of diseases. And Hippocrates in 4000 BC, he made this quote that sits in the bowels, and a bad digestion, it is the root of all evil. So I hope that all of you understand what I'm up to, okay? Because I'm not going to be more focused on these particular topics. I'm just focusing, seeing this current scenario, why I have chosen this topic, seeing this current scenario, how in upcoming days, how we can improve our health, how we can remain healthy. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so from where this term probiotic comes. So this term probiotics, or this word, it comes from Latin word that is pro, which means life, and Greek word that means life. Greek word bios means life, and Latin word pro means for life. So these particularly, okay, so these probiotics, generally they are defined that these are the life microorganisms which, when administered in adequate amounts, they give us the health benefit to the host, whoever consuming it. Next slide, ma'am. Next slide again. Okay, so from where this term probiotics come. So this particular scientist, he was Ali Machnikov. So he was a Russian Nobel Prize winner, and he was known as a modern father of this modern immunology. So he was a scientist in Pasteur Institute, and he was the first who conceptualized this thing that is known as probiotics. And in early 1930s, as I told you earlier also, that in Japan, the Minoru Shirota, they developed the fermented milk product, which is today known as Yakult. And it is being manufactured in India as well. So where it came from this Japan. And what type of strain they use? They use the Lactobacillus casei shirota. So whenever you are studying this food science or food technology, you study through this food microbiology. So whenever you are looking about these food microbiology, so generally most of the students, they do not like this food microbiology, but it is the most important part in our food industry or in our food science, because these food microbiology, or by going or being a food microbiologist, it helps us to remain safe because they deal with the safety of our food. So this is how they took the strain of Lactobacillus casei shirota and they prepared a fermented milk product, which is Yakult. And this particular term, probiotics, it was coined in 1965 by Lilly and Stilwell. Okay, next slide, ma'am. Okay, why these probiotics, they are important for human health? So first of all, I'll say that because as we know that these probiotics, these are the friendly bacteria. We have Lactobacillus acidophilus, we have Lactobacillus casei, and again we are having this Lactobacillus thermophilus and this Bifidobacterium bifidum. So all these things, these are the friendly bacteria, and we are also having the unfriendly bacteria that are pathogenic bacteria, fungi, like we are having Candida albicans. So these good bacteria, friendly bacteria, they are able to find these unfriendly bacteria. And why they are important? Because whenever we are taking these antibiotics, okay, we are taking or if anyone consumes this alcohol consumption, or if anyone is having stress, what they do, they destroy your gut microflora. They develop some antibiotic resistive strains in your body. They cause digestion problem or other type of problems, like problems in absorption of nutrients, whatever you ate. So these probiotics, they are important for you, so that all those things, they provide the good bacteria, so that your gut, it remains safe, it remain in good condition, so that you don't need these type of things, and all these digestion issues and absorption of nutrients can be fully done into our body. Next slide, ma'am. So these are the key properties of probiotics. So I'll be going now a little fast, seeing the timings of this particular lecture. So these are the probiotics. Whenever you consume it, they are non-pathogenic, they are non-toxic, and they are non-allergic. So whenever you are going to consume Yakult or any other fermented product, that may be your dhokla, that may be your Indian foods, if I talk about idli, etc., etc., because these are the key properties. So they can help you to build your immune system or to improve your immune system, and they are able to modulate your immune response, and they are resistant to this low pH, bile juices, etc. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so these are the some foods which are consumed in on daily basis. Like we have milk, we have soya milk, we have tofu, we have this milk product, buttermilk, yogurt, etc., which is like yogurt. It is very much found in Maharashtra, so you can have it and you can enjoy it, and they supply you probiotics. So from earlier days, you might be unknowingly drinking all these things or eating all these things. From now onwards, when you have it, just think how much probiotics or good friendly bacteria that you are consuming. In terms of South India, we are having idlis, dosas, vadas, etc., etc. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, in India, if we see this probiotics products that are marketing in India, so it is a product that is we are having Yakult. So which type of if you see this particular point, which I have underlined over here or put in a circle, that is Lactobacillus casei shirota, which is a strain which is used to prepare this Yakult product. And India, it is an emerging market for these type of product, for these type of sciences. Even because we know that we are the largest producer of milk, and all these companies, whether it's Mother Dairy, whether it's Nestle, whether it's Amul, so they are working continuously on these type of products. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so these are the different type of probiotics that you can have into market, that come in form of pills or powder. And this particular thing, and that is I have mentioned over here this picture, pre and probiotic composition for digestion and immunity. So this particular product, they are for human consumption, and they are made by a company that is Tropolite Foods Private Limited. Okay, so this company, it is providing these type of in-profile probiotic powders for the consumers. Next slide, ma'am. Okay. So again, as I told you earlier about the animal and human feed, their nutritional needs different. So these are again the Trocolite Foods Private Limited. They have formed these animal, you can say probiotics, which help them to remain safe as well as to give more milk to the farmers or to all those who are working or who are indulged in this particular industry. That is our dairy industry. Next slide, ma'am, please. Okay, now we will see about the prebiotics. So without understanding prebiotics, it is not, we cannot be able to understand the probiotics. Okay, what is prebiotics? In shortly, if I say, these are the digestible starch that you consume, the digestible foods, or the foods that are rich in your dietary fibers, is correctly if I say. And this particular concept, it was introduced by Gibson and Robert Foyd in 1995, and they said that these are the non-digestible food ingredients. So whenever you are having this salad in your food, so they are creating an environment so that your the probiotics, the friendly bacteria that you are consuming, they can rely on it, they can rely on that particular. So this is how they promote the growth of beneficial microorganisms. So these are also known as fiber rich foods, like you are having these cereals, fruits and vegetables, etc. So the prebiotic example, if we see, we are having garlic, we are having asparagus, we are having wheat, we are having these rye, barley, tomatoes, berry, etc., etc. So they all create an environment for our probiotics to function properly. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so it is a basic difference between these pre and probiotics. So remember, prebiotics, they are not the microorganisms, but they provide or they create an environment on which these probiotics can rely upon or grow upon. Whereas the probiotics, they are the live active microorganisms. So the powder form of prebiotics, they can survive heat, cold, acids, but in terms of your probiotics, they cannot, because they have this live microorganisms, and in presence of heat or in presence of like storage, they can be killed over time. And prebiotics, they perform their role by nourishing the good bacteria, and probiotics, what they do, they perform when they have the good environment, they fight the harmful bacterial species that is present in the gut. Next slide, ma'am. Okay. So these are some institutes that are engaged in probiotics research in India. Like we are, that is CFTRI, Central Food Technology and Research Institute. We are having National Dairy Research Institute. Okay. Then we are having this Institute of Microbial Technology, that is in Chandigarh. Then again, we are having this National Dairy Development Board in Anand, Gujarat. Apart from this, Nestle, Amul, Mother Dairy, Tropolite, etc., different names which are working on this particular research area. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, then we will be seeing what are the different opportunities in food science. So firstly, I'll be going into this industry that is known as nutraceutical industry, that is nutrition and pharmaceuticals. Next slide. Yeah, okay. So why we are focusing on nutraceuticals? Because as I told you earlier, nowadays the public, the consumer demand, I'll say the consumer demand, it has changed. Whenever you are going to purchase any oil nowadays, okay, for your home, so you are seeing all those, what different kind of ingredient it possess. So it is because public or the consumer, they are becoming the more aware towards their health. So this is why we are looking opportunities in our nutraceuticals. And not only this, there is a change in our socio-economic scenario. And now there are more research and development studies that are going on in these nutraceuticals. So this is why we are focusing on our nutraceuticals. Okay. So what is the global market? So this market, it is constantly growing. Nearly 2/3 of American population, they rely on it. And 47% of Japanese population, they consume at least one or other type of nutraceuticals. Okay. So this is the global market. And when we are studying, okay, so they're going into this particular food science, all those who have going for this, opted for this course, food science and technology, that may be your BTech, that may be your BSc. So when you have indulged or have got into this particular course, so you are seeing your growth opportunities. So where you can grow. So nowadays, mostly people, they know the beverage industry, though they know the name of PepsiCo, they know the name of Coca-Cola. So these are some hidden markets where we all can grow. Okay, we can grow as a job person, we can grow as an entrepreneur, we can go as a researcher. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, and these nutraceuticals, these companies, see, we are having Himalayas, Dabur, Chandu Pharmaceuticals, Cipla, Ranbaxy. So all these different companies, these are fostering health. They are working on nutraceuticals. Sorry, they are working on these nutraceuticals constantly, and this is how they are growing. Not only the health of the consumer is like growing, but the finances, the economy of not only the country's economy, but the economy of all those who are indulged in these type of companies. Okay, how they are economically growing. Next. Let's see the market scenario. So Indian market, it is growing with a pace of 21% per year in this particularly term, that is our nutraceuticals. If we saw, if we must be knowing about this Amway company, so it has the highest market share. And even the Dabur, they are having 15%, more than 15% of share in Indian nutraceutical market. Then we are having Ranbaxy, Pfizer, and also other major companies who are working constantly in this area. So generally, whenever we talk about this Amway, we are talk about Dabur. So being a food technologist or a food scientist, what we think it is for the pharmaceuticals. No, it is for us. It is for us because they are preparing the product from plants. They are preparing the product from animals. They are preparing the product from your cultures. That may be your yeast, that may be your different bacteria. So, and you study about them. So it is the other area where you all can grow. Next slide, ma'am. Okay. Then what is the probiotic market? So it has been estimated in 2007 that this market, it will increase from $14.9 billion to $64.5 billion by 2025, which still we have to reach upon. And if we talk about the other countries, the abroad, other countries like Japan, so they have this largest share in 2007 was with around 40%. If I say, actually it was 39.5. So in total, if I take it, was around 40%. And because when if you see this probiotic market, if most of us, if consume, India is a big country where two countries of Israel and one country of New Zealand, their population every year, the person who born in our country, we in terms of population, we are according to them, means two Israel and one New Zealand population. So how much big market we are. So, but because we have not seen the market completely, we are still focusing just for the job, for the purpose of just getting a job. Okay. So I'll come on our next slides up to that. Okay. Yeah. So what is the status of probiotics in industry? So in India, when we talk about this industry, it is still, it has not reached to its potential. And if we talk on a global level, we are less than 1% of total world market in this probiotic industry. And there are different products. I have shown you that picture of Vipact, which is made up of this genetically modified Bacillus mesenterius. So these are the new companies that are emerging in our culture, in our Indian territory. Next slide, ma'am. Okay. So here I'll see what is the business opportunities for you. So Indian probiotics market, it has been thought, or it has been estimated that it will now grow with a pace of 13.56%, but it will reach to a market size of this particular 961.8 million US dollars by 2025. And if we saw the global market, it will be expected with a report by 2022, it will reach up to this 57.4 sorry 57.4 billion US dollars, with them having a growth rate of 7.7. Even we are focusing on our Indian economy. So if we are indulging in such type of markets or opportunities that are hidden to us, how we can grow into that. Okay, in nutraceuticals we are having animal feed, finished good, and other parts. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, first of all, let's see what are the opportunities. So just think, before you opted for this particular course in this in the college of KSK college, so what was your thinking, what was your thought, why you opted this particular course? Whether it was for your job, or whether after completing your graduation or post graduation, are you planning to go for this higher studies, or have you planned for this entrepreneurship purpose, or you want to be a businessman? First of all, you have to be very clear in your mind what you want to do. Okay, whether you go for job, whether you are planning for a business idea. Let's have the job opportunities. Next slide, ma'am. So if we see the job opportunities, so our market in food industry, it is filled with different job opportunities. Okay, it is filled with job opportunity. It is not like that by doing by ending or doing this course you have to hunt for a job. But hunting a job is easier when we know where we are going up to, where we are focusing. You can be a food scientist, you can be a cereal scientist, you can be a food engineer, you can be a food chemist. First of all, you have to decide in which area you want to go, or you just want to take a job. Okay, then we are having this other jobs, like we are having this beverage industries. We are having alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages that you must have heard about it, or you must have studied, or you will be studying in your upcoming semesters. So what type of jobs you are looking for, whether you want to be a food scientist, or you want to be a central or state employee. Okay, which are like why I'm saying this, in case of jobs we are having food safety officers, central food safety officers. We are having yes ma'am, next slide please. The earlier one, ma'am. Yeah. Okay, we are having this food safety officers. We can act as food inspectors. We can act as like these may be in Maharashtra state. Every single state, they have this food safety officers openings, they have food inspector openings, they have even this FSSAI, that is food standards food safety and standards authority of India. So they are having the openings, still there are openings for the person who can act as a food scientist or food quality assurance officer. These companies like alcoholic companies, or these biscuits companies, or the companies like food microbiologist, you can be a food microbiologist, you can be a expert in sensory evaluation. So sensory evaluation, generally whenever we design our food, what we do, we go for a 9-point hedonic scale or 5-point hedonic scale. We go for it and we take a survey. But you know how much job opportunities are lying in this particular term, in that particular 9-point hedonic scale? Even the big companies, the big shots in global market, they ensure their employees who are specialists in sensory, and they have a package in lakhs and lakhs. Their every single if I say senses, whether it's their tongue, okay, their teeth, they are being insured by the company, because they know the importance of a sensory expert. Okay, so if you want to go grow in this market or in this career opportunities, that is for you, that is sensory market. Then again, you can work as a product development. Like we all can go into a company, we can work as a like manufacturing or a supervisor or a product development. We can in a laboratory of industry, we can develop a new product, we can call a new product development officer. Okay, then we can have new technologies. We are having different technologies, like we are having different new drying technologies, we are having different new technologies not only in drying but also in incubators. So if we are working in these, So you have to bit search and all those companies and you can have it. So I can assure you, once if you know about the different job opportunities, none of you will remain jobless. You have not to go for a particular like कोई भी job मिले हम कर लेंगे. No, it is not like that. First you have to be make sure what type, in which part you want to make your career. If you want to be a food scientist, work on it. If you want to work as a food safety officer, just start preparing for it. If you want to be a food inspector, go for it. If you want to be a sensory expert, well then you just go for it. First of all, you have to decide what you want to be. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, then I'll say about here this point, higher studies. If any of you, if you are working or if you are thinking that you will go in other universities for or abroad, if you want to go for your higher studies, for your MSc or for your uh, PhD degrees, okay, so these are 10 countries I have mentioned, which are a very known in food science. Okay, these are the top countries. Like in Canada, there are 19 universities which are providing you the degree in food science. For example, there's Curtin University. Uh, sorry, in Canada, that is Lambton College in Canada. There is Trent University. There is Clareton University in Canada. In terms of when we talk in Australia, we are having Curtin University. Apart from that, we are having Deakin University. So all these universities, they are giving us opportunities to grow in that. And apart from this, lastly, I'll discuss in the Netherlands. If you are planning for your higher studies, okay, to do your MS or to do your PhD in Netherlands, we are having this that university, that is Van Hal Larsentien, which is a University of Applied Sciences. So they are providing, I think, 3 courses for this food science. Then they are having this Market University in Netherlands. We are having this Hague University of Applied Sciences. So what you have to do for it? First of all, if you think that higher studies, going for higher studies, like it is a bit hard, no, it is not hard. Why? Government of India or even those universities, they give you the financial assistance to pursue your degrees. For that, you have to do one thing. You have to clear one exam. That is your English proficiency test. That may be your GRE, that may be your IELTS, TOEFL, whatever that particular country or that particular university demands. You have to prepare it and you can go for a higher studies. And in this higher studies, if you are going for your PhD, you have an area to research. Why I am focusing on this particular point, that is our rich research, because if you see our country like India, we have a population to feed. India is not a small country like many European countries. They rely, or if we calculate their population and our population, it is so less. Okay. Apart from this, in this current pandemic situation, just focus on those different difficult times. Our first lockdown, when it was happened, many people, they were working, they were dying of the shortage of food because they were not having. Then government of India opened their go downs for them. Every single state did that. Why they did that and how they did that? Because there was the food scientists, food security officers who worked many years before for these kind of situations, so that our country, if they have to face, how we can provide for them. Being a food scientist, there is you cannot just think like, okay, I'll get a job and I'm free from your these type of responsibilities. No, being a food scientist, your responsibility increases. If you are working in your industry, if you are working with your cereals, if you are working anywhere, it is your responsibility to save the food, to prepare the food which has a longer life, to prepare a food which gives the health benefit, which provides, which meets the nutritional needs. So this is your responsibility. It is not like going for a month and getting a salary, but it is your responsibility. It comes when you enroll for this course. It comes in your like it as a responsibility is come to you. Like after completing this course, you have to develop something. You cannot just have a degree. You have to develop something that can foster, that can help us to fight the need of our country, India. We have a very largest population to feed. And in current scenario, the which our population increases, you have a lot of work to do in your studies. You have a lot of work to do in the research field, so that you have a country to feed, you have a state to feed, you have a village to feed by your experience and the expertise that is being given or that is being equipped by your respective teachers. Okay. Next slide, ma'am. Our final slides. Okay. Next, I'll tell you about the entrepreneurship opportunities. What are the different entrepreneurship opportunities that you can have? First of all, whenever we are looking at this food startup, so in 2019, so there were around 36,000 registered startup, and out of which 15,000 got this recognition of startup, and they got this financial aids, but most of these were in IT sector, and almost the 8%, around 8%, they were from this agri and food business. So I'll take Sunita ma'am, if I can take 5-10 more minutes, if it is comfortable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. So, and I'm really happy to say it. If we talk in our country, India, if we see this state-wise analysis, the most startups that take place that are in Maharashtra, then followed by Karnataka, Delhi, and Uttar Pradesh, etc., etc. So, in the state that you are having, there are more startup than in whole of our India. The most of the startup that are started, it's in your state. But the thing comes whenever you look as an entrepreneurship. So the thing comes, who will finance? Finances will be done, but the first thing, the five different basic components that you have to understand, it is unique idea. What unique idea that you possess? Being a food scientist, as I have told you, the different in my PhD, I worked on this particular term that a plant that is was aloe vera, to isolate the compounds from it so that I can prepare a powder, a protein powder, using my career agents. And that particular product is still when I'm in job, I'm continuously working it on it so that it comes into this market. So you have to have a particular unique idea. And then once you have an idea, okay, like most of the students, if you have any idea about the compounds, you have an idea, okay, I want to develop at this particular probiotic, then you have to find the market. If you are working in a place, or if you are residing in a place which do not know anything about probiotics, okay, but their health is good, and if you are trying to sell your probiotics, your nutraceutical into that market, that is not a good idea. First of all, you have to an idea that should be unique, and that idea should should have something, okay, on which these financial companies, this financial support can rely on. Then you have to know the finding market of your product. Then third, getting finances. From where you can get finances, okay. Maharashtra and our country India, they have different opportunities and financial schemes. Like we have this MOFPI, which is Ministry of Food Processing Industries. So you must have heard about this particular term, that is Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme, which was launched by Honorable Prime Minister. And again, it was the scheme to give or to provide the finances to all those entrepreneurs, all those startups, whether it's small or medium, so that they can start their business. And once you have that idea, you can go to these MOFPI website. You can have these particular finances from central government. Then there is Operation Greens. Like most of you, if you want to have, if you are having the agricultural land with you, and you are cultivating your crops, and then you are processing it, then for you we have this Operation Green scheme, again from this Ministry of Food Processing Industries, top to total. In case if your harvest is lost by one way or by cause of any other, they will provide you the 100% assistance and finance for that. So you have to visit this particular website, that is MOFPI. Then we are having this National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. So what these different, if I say this NABARD, what they do? So they are, these NABARDs, they are giving you opportunities to focus on, and their vision, like is to, these NABARD, it is a development bank for the nation, so that we can focus on our rural areas. Okay, and how it functions, it gives you credit. Apart from this, if you have any idea, or even if you don't have any idea but you want to start your business, you can go to this NABARD. They will train you in something, and in a particular project they will help you with. They will help you to establish your own startup. They will help you to take finances from the different banks, or they will help, they will guide you. So it is for person, if I recall correctly, it is around 70% of finances should be will be done by NABARD, and the remaining it should be done by you. And for ladies, in case of women, it is up to 85% finance available by NABARD. And in case we are having this, the next part, that is our National Agricultural Cooperative, that is our NAFID. So you must all heard about what is this NAFID. So the basic objective of this NAFID, it was to organize, promote, and to develop marketing, processing, and storage of your agricultural, horticulture, and forest produce. So whenever you are looking for entrepreneurship opportunities, just have a unique idea, or if to get any idea, if you are not getting one, then you can visit these National Bank, NABARD, or NAFID. They will give you a set of ideas or project of ideas on which you can work upon. Then in case of Maharashtra, we are having this Maharashtra Center for Entrepreneurship Development, where they train you. Okay, they train you for a particular entrepreneurship for the establishment of your company. Then again, we are having again in Maharashtra, Laghu Udyog Bharati Maharashtra. We are having these things. So why at present I'm focusing on this? Because Maharashtra, it is known as the biggest market for this food industries. And if you see as entrepreneurship opportunities, I'll be ending within 2 or 3 minutes. So if you see the food processing industry is growing at a rate of 23% per annum as compared. So how much industrial growth you can have, you can imagine your entrepreneurship opportunities. And apart from that, if I talk about the major trends that are seen in food startup, so private labels, which is changed from product to services, innovative packaging. So these are some areas on which you can start your own business. Okay, and again I'll say one thing, as all the other countries, all the other big shots, they're focusing in India. The reason, because India is a big market, because we are having large population. We are second in the world. So to this large population, we have the market. And if you have the market, you have the opportunities. The thing is, you have to think where you want to make your opportunities in, where you are finding your opportunities. You're finding your opportunities as a food microbiologist, you're finding your opportunities as a food scientist or a researcher, or you are finding your opportunities as an entrepreneur. It is up to you, that you have to decide. No teacher can tell you to go for which, but it is you who has to decide. Okay. And finally, we are when we are reaching up to this end of this particular lecture, we are having this modern research and development. So not like this, once you are going have learned about entrepreneurship, don't directly jump into it. Learn about it. Okay, learn about entrepreneurship, have the unique idea, and that's how you will grow in this particular. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone. If there is any question, you can please ask.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. This lecture is a very, as per our conversations, there is a nutraceuticals as a probiotic and prebiotic is most important in daily life, and simultaneously we are given as a different opportunities in the job and higher educations and also entrepreneurship development. Where is the opportunities So I'm very happy for this session. Some friends are asking the question as like on the basis of their probiotic foods. Sir, they are know about if we are taking in diet probiotics, is there is to take in daily, how much we should be taken in diet?
Okay. So first of all, there is no particular dosage. It is being established. Okay. No particular dosage. If you are taking it, like if you are having one or two Yakult or one or two any foods that I have shown, it is good. It is good. There is no adverse effect of probiotics. Even if you consume 10 or 20 probiotics, even Yakult, if you are consuming, there are no adverse effect. The thing is, it can help you only in case of adverse effect, you will have only this gas issue or some bloating issues. So there is no other issues which can harm you, like which can affect your genome type or your gene type. So there is no any by regulatory authorities, there's no dosage it is being prescribed. If you are a healthy person, you are completely fit and fine, okay, your gut, your digestion is good, you are maintaining your health well, even you don't need this. But that is not the case generally, so you have to consume these probiotics.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, one question is asked from the students. Any specialization course is having in nutraceuticals?
Okay, so in particularly in nutraceuticals, there are, as far as I know, no particular degree is given to the nutraceuticals. But yes, there are expertise, like in functional foods or designer foods. Like if I say dietetics, so if you are opting for that, that will help you to understand this nutraceuticals more, from where you can combine this nutrition and again the medicine with you, the pharmaceuticals with you. This is how. And for this you have to study well functional food, what are the different compounds of it.
Yeah, yes, sir, sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your valuable guidance.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you so much, it is an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now we are here. Stop, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.